Hello, everyone. Welcome to Intermediate Accounting. I just want to maybe give you what you might consider a pep talk or encouragement as we start in terms of to be successful in this course, and really, and to some extent, any course, but specifically tailored to our intermediate accounting and so forth. So I want to visit with you a little bit about how your brain works. Okay. First of all, I'm going to make a contention that you and everyone are born to learn, meaning from the very beginning, your brain is wired to learn things, to put together new knowledge, to explore your world. That is what you are about. We're going to look at a quick video.
Nobody's born smart. We all start at zero. Can't talk, can't walk, certainly can't do algebra. Adding, reading, riding a bike. Nobody's good at anything at first. There was a time when Einstein couldn't count to 10. And Shakespeare had to learn his ABCs just like the rest of us. Thankfully, we're born to learn. Slowly, surely, you stumble, slip, crawl, fall, and fail and fall. Frustrating, confusing, trying, struggling, until one day, you walk. One foot in front of the other, one idea on top of the next, each wrong answer making your brain a little bit stronger. Failing is just another word for growing, and you keep going. This is learning. Knowing that you'll get it, even if you haven't gotten it yet. Because the most beautiful, complex concepts in the whole universe are built on basic ideas that anyone, anywhere, can understand. Whoever you are, wherever you are, you only have to know one thing. You can learn anything.
So that's maybe a little idea about learning. So you're not going to be good at intermediate accounting. Nobody is when they first start. Um, the reason why can teach intermediate accounting is because I've done these things, made hundreds of mistakes, thousands of mistakes for many years in order to figure out how this should happen. So, a couple of other points about your brain. Research um, shows that your brain is very plastic, meaning that your intelligence, your ability to learn, grows over time if you train it correctly. That literally IQ is not static, but rather that it is plastic, meaning it can be improved. So what you think you are not good at or that sort of thing is a matter of practice. It is not set at this point. So I wanted to encourage you to have what we call, referred to as a growth mindset, not a fixed mindset. A fixed mindset believes that our intelligence is set, that if I'm bad at math, I can't do certain things, I'm not good at this. Growth mindset says that all of those things may be true right now, but we can improve. We can get better. We can learn and grow, and our intelligence and our talents all can be developed in a way that will make us better. So, if we'll have that growth mindset, it makes us more able to, deal with disappointment or just, problems that come up because instead of being frustrated, well, we may be frustrated, but we're frustrated in the sense that we say we don't know how to do something yet. Growth mindset asks questions because instead of thinking of ourselves as stupid, we think we just don't have all the information yet. And so we ask good questions. We get feedback. We receive. We were anxious to get the feedback on our answers so that we can improve them. And fixed mindset is afraid to get feedback, doesn't want to have somebody read their paper for fear that it's going to show that they are not as intelligent or smart as they thought they were. While growth mindset is looking at that being smart as receiving feedback and continuing to learn. So, how do we respond in intermediate accounting to mistakes? That's how you learn. In fact, research says the best way for you to remember something is to guess at it first, make a mistake, not get it right, and then find the right answer. That literally helps your brain train the very best. So when you make mistakes, it's kind of like weightlifting. You're going to exercise your brain. But here's the thing. It can't just be about making the mistake. I mean, we can all make mistakes, but the idea is when you make a mistake, you learn from it. You think through why it is that you did that and how to improve. If you can't lift something in weightlifting, you move gradually up the scale by improving. You don't just give up. In fact, you have to push to failure sometimes, meaning you're going to push your brain to something that is you don't understand, past what you can do easily. And sometimes in the past, perhaps your homework and things, assignments have been kind of repetitious, meaning that as long as you were thinking a little bit, you could get all of them right, and you got repetition responses. We're going to push you a little bit to failure and intermediate in the sense that we're going to push the limit of what you understand past just the basics to thinking about all the financial statements and what's happening in some complex ways. And so sometimes you're going to be operating in areas which are not familiar, meaning even after you've read the material and listened to my podcast, you may still find that the questions are things outside of what has been demonstrated. That's the idea of pushing to failure. You're going to try it, you're going to work it through using the best you know, and then you're going to review and get feedback on that so that you can learn from your mistakes. And so we're going to be very interested in making mistakes, and that's going to be a good thing, not necessarily a bad thing, because we're going to try everything. So our homework is going to be full credit as long as doesn't matter if you make one mistake or 10 mistakes. The idea is it to be completed and then that you correct it. That will get you full credit as long as you can explain what it is that you need to correct. So it's that thinking about, you push to failure and then think about what it is that you need to improve. That really makes us better at whatever skill we're trying to do. Okay. So the process is just as important, meaning the steps we took and the thinking about those steps is as important as getting the end result correct. And when you do your homework, you want to show those steps so that you can review them and see your thinking. Because if you just write down answers, you're going to find, or even in your Excel spreadsheets, put down answers, you're going to find that you don't, when you go back and try to review how you got those answers, it's going to be somewhat mysterious, and you're not going to learn the problems with your thinking. So what you want to do is be able to put down what your thinking process was so that you can examine that and find improvement. So, like I said, I've tried these things hundreds of times. I've made lots of mistakes, and therefore and you don't maybe get to witness that because I've done that over the last 25 years. But you're not going to get it like I understand it until you've tried it that many times as well. So you're in this class, you're going to find that you'll try it several times. You won't get probably enough time to do it hundreds of times, and each one hopefully will get a little better and more informative. But also, we're going to then take on new things as well. So when you get stuck, some things to do to put in your toolbox is go back to definitions, assets, liabilities, revenues, expenses, the basic building blocks of accounting. When you can't find a way through something, look at the definitions. Think, is this an asset? How is this going to look on the financial statements if I do this? Okay, does it make sense? Okay, number calculations. What should the result be from a financial standpoint? Back away a little bit and then think, does this could I explain this to somebody in terms of what it makes sense? What am I missing? Okay, what information might I not have? And maybe I need to ask a question. So what information is needed to go forward? Asking the right questions is sometimes half the battle, and especially in a professional setting where you are with clients or with the boss. Asking the right questions instead of several not helpful questions is an important thing. But again, asking questions is something you need to practice. So for now in intermediate accounting, there are no dumb questions, so ask them, because you'll get better as you practice that as well. Of course, go back to an example that we've done earlier, and then highlight what is similar, what is different from that example. So why might the result be different than what we did together, or what it might be, the same or different. Break things down, smaller chunks. So much of accounting, if you try to take it on big problems, is somewhat overwhelming. But like the video said, almost even the most complex things in the world are built around small building blocks. So if you break down into things that you can understand and work through in a short time frame, you'll find that even complex financial statements are made up of just individual accounts and their various changes to those accounts. And then, of course, ask questions. Please ask as many questions as you can to get the information that you need. Do not assume that you are just can't learn things, or you're not smart enough. Assume that perhaps that you don't have enough information, and that with that further information you can accomplish what we need to in intermediate accounting. So I think with those principles, that could really help each one of us be successful this semester. So hopefully that will help you.